this was what we were talking about, and he found it. This is the Dragon Slayer, Sword of the Berserk. About 300 bones, I'd say. Four.
It's the hand painted.
Oh yeah. Those are rare. That's a rarity. What a treat just to see them in person. You know, I seen a little Godzilla like this.
Yeah, them were toy hoes. That's the mid '80s version.
You know, I seen one at a Goodwill today. But they didn't know what they had.
Yeah, it's on the bottom of the feet there, so it shows you what year. That Rodan's out of the 40th anniversary that they put out a few years ago.
Do you have any online
we have Facebook.
a Facebook page where you can buy online too?
Well, I mean, we don't
do
sell,
trades.
We don't do that, but we have people follow us, and then we post everything on there.
You have a card?
We don't have any cards right now. We're going to get everything.
But that's your banner up there?
Yeah.
Toy Apocalypse?
Yeah, just look like it on Facebook.
Okay. I'll throw your Facebook in the description of the video. I YouTube, so.
Yeah, we've got
very, very cool. I might pick this guy up.
yeah, we got some Dino Riders.
Oh, those are neat. That's classic. Dino
Yeah,
Riders.
we bought all these off of. Said he had
Did he have any of the dinosaurs?
No, but he said he had enough tote of stuff, and we're hoping he brings it in, and maybe a few of them might be in there. Them are the money.
Yeah.
That's the money.
And the little, I remember the little elemental guys.
Yeah, Middle Beast.
Oh, yeah. With those, as a kid, were just amazing.
Yeah, a guy come in there earlier.
What's your grail? What's the figure that you, oh, look at that old G.I. Joe, isn't that G.I. Joe base or Star Wars?
I think that's Star Wars.
Some kind of command center. That's vintage, whatever it is. 80 something?
Yeah, that's Star Wars 79 Kenner.
79 Kenner. Look at that. Have you watched The Toys That Made Us yet on Netflix?
No.
There's a documentary series called The Toys That Made Us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's these guys that are passionate about collecting. They went to the original Kenner guys. They went to Mattel. They did, each episode is about a different line. The first one was Star Wars. They did a He-Man episode. They did a Barbie episode.
Yeah, we get them from time to
Yeah, you need to check them out. It's on Netflix. It's called The Toys That Made Us. It's an amazing program.
We got 3 or 4 of them, but we put them back.
Wow.
One of them was He-Man.
Wow.
So they didn't have.
Look at all those TMT. Wow.
Yeah, we got a bunch of Ninja Turtles. We had some, and he had a bunch in his bunch of stuff, and then right there are Toxic Avenger. We had Toxic. We sold him to them.
Oh yeah. That brings back memories. You saw the Toxie.
The weapons are so similar.
I remember the guard. Yeah, him. He was neat.
Yeah.
I think he came with. Yeah. Toxie came with the mob.
Yeah.
I remember the 2-headed guy.
Yeah. I said we had him today, and we sold him.
You know what's cool is Playmates is still out there doing that. They're still in business. They've not gone under.
That right there is an Inhumanoid.
Inhumanoid.
Yeah. Look some of them up. The big ones are worth $400-$500.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, they're unbelievable. We're hoping he has the other piece of that.
Do you have any Transformers?
No, not right now, but we do get them. We get Gen 1s quite often.
I recently found an 87 G1 Scorpionox. He had everything. He was fine, but he was missing his scorpion head and his robot head. So he had no head, but everything else on him is fine. Found him $2 in a thrift store, buried in a tote with kid toys on top of him, and he was still okay. But I'm hunting for a head for him and make him complete.
You seem like you're quite knowledgeable about the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Last summer out here a lot, I found a pop-up R2-D2.
Did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
Got it from, I think,
Well, you know, the
50%.
stuff for Last Jedi is being clearanced out all over the place because it didn't do well. And they made a playset that looks like BB-8, and it opens
wow.
up.
Yeah.
And they would think it would retail for like $100 last Christmas, and those are going for like $30 in Targets and Walmarts.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad playset. When it's all closed up, it looks like BB-8.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty neat find.
Yeah.
This is the time of year to find all that Christmas stuff on clearance.
Yeah.
I'll scan over your loose figs here.
We're anxious for spring and stuff to come. People sitting up outside.
Wow. Look at that, man. That's the biker gimmick taker. Jack's Pacific. Jack's is still doing their thing. I think they're still in business. They just don't have the WWE license.
3 open packs of ring coats here not too long ago.
Really?
That's the early ones. And, one of them was Flair's Abisco. I put all of them online. $34 a piece.
Yeah, I still watch it. I'm still a fan. Still love wrestling. I'd love to see Sting wrestle one more time.
Sting is going to be at
Like a signing
a
convention.
signing thing in Charlotte.
Yeah,
See
where you
that?
can get them to sign your
We
stuff.
met Vinny Vincent.
I actually was at an event in Knoxville, Tennessee that he was at, and you can't even see him unless you paid.
Yeah.
They had him curtained off.
Elvira's going to be there too. Yeah.
I think my friend paid $55 for a signature and a photo with Sting.
Yeah.
But he said it was worth every dollar because he was so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
He was so like down to
I've got
earth.
several packages of Stings at the house. It's all done. I'm going to take them with me.
Well, I appreciate it, man. What's your first name?
Dale.
Dale. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Sandman.
Yeah.
Awesome shop. Toy Apocalypse. I'll put the
He started weekend.
Facebook link in the description. Check them out. Some real nice gems on the cheap here today. Hillbilly Flea Market. I'll show you more back at home. It's in my pocket. More later. 22nd maybe. But wanted to go ahead and show you my finds from yesterday's Goodwill and what I picked up at Toy Apocalypse in Ashland, Kentucky in the flea market. Had a real good time talking to Dale, one half of the owners of that store. I didn't meet the other owner yet. Definitely will be back, Dale, to see your store. I will be back. So let me go ahead and show you what I picked up. We'll start with the Goodwill Haul. First of all, Katie and Michael, they're doing great. We had a great time spending with them. We hadn't seen them since December. Because of snow, we weren't able to make it in January, so it was good to be reunited with the kids like always. And we're actually able to find a few Goodwill pickups for the kids as well, including a Little Planet Big World plush and an Angry Birds catapult game for Michael. So kids are doing great. Excellent visit. So Katie and Michael, your mother and I, we love you. We had fun until the next one. And also at Goodwill picked up 2 loose N64 cartridges. I don't have N64 right now, but it's something Charles and I have been debating. We're just waiting for the right deal and the right system to present itself. But I did pick up Revenge, WCW versus NWO Revenge, THQ, and the original World Tour, WCW versus NWO. Both these games, Charles and I spent so much time playing growing up. We put hundreds of hours in both of these competitively against the computer with friends. Amazing games, both of them. AKI, the Japanese developer that did both of those titles, as well as No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 on N64. Just an amazing engine, amazing wrestling engine to this day. And then also at Goodwill, this is a really amazing find for $1.99. This is the Battle Cat from He-Man, and I looked at the date and the timestamp on here, and it says Mattel It actually says 1978 Mattel, and I know He-Man didn't come out until like the early 80s. So this cat was repurposed from a different line. If you watch The Toys That Made Us, that's the second reference to that documentary on Netflix. They took this tiger from an international toy line that Mattel had at the time, and the toy maker guy said this cat is too big, it won't scale to the He-Man figures. And the guy in charge at Mattel says, I don't care, we have so many of these already made up. Put a saddle on it and make He-Man ride it if you have to. And the guy literally followed orders, and that's how Battle Cat came to be a mount. It's very, very interesting. If you've not watched The Toys That Made Us, it's amazing. It's must-watch TV. Do what you have to see it. Get a free trial on Netflix, bootleg it, whatever you need to do. You need to watch that. If you're a collector, you need to watch The Toys That Made Us. It's an awesome show. So he's, for the most part, in really good shape. He's not really wore out. And he was $1 and the saddle was included, and that's it. So I had to pick that up. I don't have a He-Man to ride him, but that's something else we can look for down the line. And then finally, that was the 2 Goodwill finds from my sale. Samantha had a really good day of thrifting yesterday. She found jewelry. She found a new purse for the spring. She found some department clothes stores that still had the new tags on them at Goodwill. And she came out really, really under budget. She was very happy with her find. So it was a good day for thrift stores. We went to 2 different Goodwills and then the flea market. And she got a little bit of everything for her spring wardrobe, and it was very, very inexpensive. So it was a great day for us thrifting. So let me just show you this last find. This is what I picked up at Toypocalypse. This is from the Legacy of Kane series. I believe this is Raziel before he was turned into the Soul Reaver Raziel. This is when he was Kane's general, so he was still 100% vampire. He wasn't whatever happens to him in Soul Reaver. Really, really enjoyed Soul Reaver. I had to use Bleamcast in 2000 on the Dreamcast to play the PlayStation 1 Soul Reaver. I don't know if they actually made a port. I think they finally did make one for Dreamcast, and I played that one too. Very good games. This was Crystal Dynamics. And I saw this figure yesterday. Dale had it behind glass, and I said, what's that creepy looking vampire guy? I love the scale of him. He's got a little bit of an awkwardness on his standing, but other than that, he's really good articulation. This is a 2001 action figure. And he comes with this amazing sword. Look at the detail on this bad boy. It's transparent. It's got some red clear in there. Very, very jagged and looking very brutal, very barbaric. Awesome. At the same time, vampire-esque. You know, love it. Very good sword. I'll put it in his hand here. Some of his joints are a little worn and loose, but for the age of the toy, I thought he would scale well with Legends and Selects. So I had to have Raziel. It was a character I was always fond of in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And those games in general, so the Legacy of Kane titles, you know, the story, those are games that deserve to be remade for today's technology and for today's gamers, because there was so much care and craftsmanship that went into the storytelling and the idea of that world and those characters, especially Raziel. So I picked him up. That was amazing. This was only $5 at Toypocalypse. I will be frequenting that store again as we go to Ashland regularly, and I look forward to speaking to Dale and his partner in the future. If you enjoy the video and you enjoy the footage at Toypocalypse, please do go to their Facebook page and like it, leave a comment. Let them know Sandman sent you. I would really appreciate it. If you notice, I have 2 blue bags. Those have Marvel Selects in them. One of them is from my collection and one of them is for me to give away. I am, at the time of filming this, 5 subs away from 300 subscribers. So I also saw my good friend John Little yesterday at Game Time. So once I surpass 300, hopefully we can get this over the next few days. I will be posting the 300 subscriber giveaway, a sponsored giveaway by Game Time, my good friend John Little. It's a Marvel Select, and it's not an Akari soldier this time, it's an actual member of the Avengers. It's a very well-known and liked character. So thank you for watching, liking, commenting. Let me know what you thought of the footage, and let me know if you found anything over the weekend. What's your plans as far as flea markets and thrift stores? And you have to be a bargain hunter. Some, not all of us, but I do, and I'm very happy with what I found. $5 for Raziel, $1 for Battlecat, and these N64 games were $2 a piece, and both of them resell much higher than that.